Hey guys, Caleb from ComicsAlliance here. This week we have a relatively short toy review. Um, I actually meant to do this one around the Super Bowl a couple months back, but I kind of forgot I even had this. This is the Justoys Bend-Ems NFL SuperPro bendable figure, and as far as I know, this is the only official NFL SuperPro merchandise that exists, period. I was surprised it existed. I got it a couple years ago on eBay for, even with shipping, I think it was less than $5. And I got it because I wanted to get it for ComicsAlliance senior writer Chris Sims, and I put it on a shelf underneath something and forgot I even owned it. But I'm going to open it now and crush Chris's dreams. So let's just take a look at the packaging real quick. Super Pro is delivering one of his terrible one-liners. Gentlemen, I'd recommend you worry about something else blowing up in your face, like my fists, because he is, as you know if you've read the comics, he's maybe the most cliche 90s superhero of all. He said, like, not a lot. He's just, guy who cracks wise. Let's see the back. You can learn more about Super Pro, which was a collaboration between the NFL and Marvel Comics. They were written by Fabian Nicieza and drawn by a host of comic book artists, whose names I can't remember right now. This tells his origin. Phil Grayfield. He dreamed of being a pro football player. He busted his knee helping some kid and became a sports reporter instead. Along the way, he met some crazy fan who had a ton of merchandise and a football playing suit, which includes, of course, something that resembles football pads and a helmet that was nearly indestructible and costs $5 million. But it went sour because, I'm going to open this while I explain. Some random dudes showed up to rob this guy, I think, and they ended up stealing a bunch of stuff and setting his house on fire. Grayfield got splashed with a bunch of chemicals, and when he woke up, put on the suit, had superpowers, and then he did his thing, which was, of course, being kind of horrible and awesome. This bendy, for being like 2 decades old, Super Pro came out in 1991 and ran for 12 issues and a special through 1992. So this figure came out, I believe, let me check the box. This figure came out in 1991. And we can also scope out the legal info stamped into the small of his back. So this toy is ancient, and to find one in the package like this was kind of a treat because the package wasn't perfect. You don't have to feel like I just violated some kind of historical item. I think this was sitting in some guy's garage for years and he had no idea what this character was, but a very good eBay seller. Left him some good feedback. And so I got this for a song, and now that I've opened it, he is surprisingly still very gummy, easy to bend. He holds his shape just fine. He's still really colorful. He hasn't faded over time, and the NFL decals on his helmet and chest are still looking sharp. compared to some newer bendy toys, like a couple weeks ago, I posted a Bravest Warriors bendies review. I had a lot of good things to say about the sculpts and the colors, but not all of them bent as well, because I think the more modern bending materials are probably, I don't know, higher quality for larger figures. These guys, the Justoys bendies, Justoys made Star Wars bendies, basically every license you could get, your hands on in the late 80s, early 90s. They did. And so it's super surprising, but not completely surprising that they made SuperPro here. I would just love to know what that meeting was like, or phone call, or if they just got a sheet from Marvel that said, yeah, here's the characters you can do this year, and have SuperPro on the list. SuperPro, of course, disappeared from comics completely after 1992. I guess the NFL didn't renew whatever agreement they had. I don't know. He's in limbo. He hasn't made an appearance since, except for, I think I read that he was mentioned in Robert Kirkman's Marvel team-up run in an issue, but I don't think they called him NFL SuperPro. I think they just called him SuperPro. So yeah, I'm happy with this, 24-year-old action figure bendable toy of NFL SuperPro. It makes me want to pick up back issues of all the comics as soon as possible. It makes me want to buy some kind of football field for him to be posed on, to put on my shelf for all time. Not really. I'll probably just put him in a drawer and break him out as a conversation piece the next time I watch a football game with friends or something. That's it for this week. If you are interested in tracking one of these down, I checked eBay before I started recording. There's currently one that's on eBay for like $8. And I hope I start a huge bidding war and one of you loses their life savings trying to get one of these in the box. I'm just kidding. I hope you get it for super cheap and can have fun with it. I'll be back next week with a more conventional toy review. I will see you next time.